Impopo dumela, dumela, iyo dumela, Gauteng dumela, Gauteng dumela, Gauteng dumela, dumela, iyo dumela, Northwest dumela, Northwest dumela, Northwest dumela, dumela, iyo dumela, KZN dumela, KZN dumela, KZN dumela, dumela, iyo dumela. Which one did I live on? Which one did I live on? Oh, Western Cape dumela, Western Cape dumela, dumela, iyo dumela. Yeah?
Northern Cape.
Northern Cape dumela, Northern Cape dumela, Northern Cape dumela, dumela, iyo dumela, South Africa dumela, South Africa dumela, South Africa dumela, dumela, iyo dumela. Should we go on? South Africa dumela, South Africa dumela, dumela, iyo dumela.
Limpopo dumela,
Dumela,
Limpopo dumela,
dumela,
yo, Gauteng dumela,
dumela,
Gauteng dumela,
dumela,
Gauteng dumela,
dumela, dumela, iyo.
Western Cape dumela, Western Cape dumela,
Dumela,
Western Cape dumela,
dumela, dumela, iyo.
Mpumalanga dumela,
Dumela,
Mpumalanga dumela,
dumela,
Mpumalanga dumela,
dumela, iyo dumela,
KZN dumela,
dumela,
KZN dumela,
dumela,
KZN dumela,
dumela, dumela, iyo dumela,
Northern Cape dumela,
dumela,
Northern Cape dumela,
dumela,
Cape dumela,
dumela, dumela, iyo dumela,
Free State dumela,
dumela,
Free State dumela,
dumela,
Free State dumela,
dumela, dumela, iyo dumela,
Eastern Cape dumela, Eastern Cape dumela,
dumela,
Eastern Cape dumela,
dumela,
rata rata,
Tio,
dumela,
Tio mama Tio, 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 Gio, mama, Gio. Gio, Gio. Gio, Gio. Gio, Gio. Gio, Gio. Gio, mama, Gio. Gio, mama, Gio. Gio, mama, Gio. Gio, mama, Gio.
Sizojikizinto enokhalelane sizojikizinto enokhalelane action Sizoji Tolat Enokhalelane Sizoji Kisinto Enokhalelane Sizojikizinto enokhalelane Sizojikizinto enokhalelane Sizojikizinto enokhalelane Tio mama 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 Tio Amanda
Ayo, batana lerona, habayo, 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 batana lerona, batana lilimpopo, habayo, batana lilimpopo, habayo, batana lilimpopo, habayo, batana libona, batana li western, habayo, batana li western, habayo, batana li western, habayo, batana li bona, batana li Gauteng, habayo, batana li Gauteng, habayo, batana li Gauteng, habayo, batana li Ghana, batana li Eastern, habayo, batana li Eastern, habayo, batana li Eastern, habayo, batana li Mpumalanga, habayo, habayo, batana li Mpuma, libona, batana libona.
Okay, isile. Okay. 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 Zawuqala ngathi, zawuqala ngathi. Ayeye Eastern Cape, ayeye. Ayeye Mpumalanga, ayeye. Ayeye Free State, ayeye. Ayeye Gauteng, ayeye. Ayeye Western Cape, ayeye. Ayeye Northwest, ayeye. Ayeye Northern Cape, ayeye. Ayeye Limpopo, ayeye. Ayeye SA, ayeye. Ngababa. Silibele oh. Ayeye KZN, ayeye.
Morning. Morning, boys and girls. This year will be given an instruction because some of you decided to do what you're not supposed to do. We have rearranged the room and you're not supposed to do that. So you have decided to borrow chairs from other tables and that was not expected of you. Therefore, because of that, you must be punished. So there's a new punishment that is coming your way, but it's a positive one.
Good morning. I don't think it's a punishment, but if you take it as one, it's fine. This is what I'm going to request that we do. Ne? The goal is this: we're going to mix. You're not going to sit on your table with your peers from your provinces. You will not build any networks if you do it like that. It would not feel like you're in a national conference. You'll feel like you're in a provincial conference, in a room full of other provinces. And that is not how it's supposed to feel, right? So this is what we are going to do. Can I request that all RCLs stand and come to the front? Quickly. All right. Guys, when you have set faces, it's not like so we're going to do a quick head count, ne? 1 to 8. Right? Quick 1 to 8. Let's go.
1,
2,
3, 4,
remember your number.
5,
6,
7,
8.
1,
2, 3, 4,
5,
6.
7.
No, this one is 8. I'm 3.
8.
Okay. If after you count, you go behind me. Let's go.
Washa 1,
2,
3,
4, 5, 6,
Sixhenxe,
8,
1,
2,
3,
4,
5, 6,
7, 8,
1,
2,
3,
4, 5,
6,
7,
1, 8, sorry.
1,
2,
3,
4,
5, 6,
7, 8,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6,
7, 8,
Go. Come, guys.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
6,
7.
8.
1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7.
8,
1.
2.
3.
4.
5. 6.
7.
8. 1.
2, 3, 4,
5.
6.
7.
8.
Who else hasn't counted?
1, 2.
Are we all in? We're all in, ne? Where can I see all the ones? All the ones? How many are you? $13. Can I have all the ones come to this table quickly? All the ones? Just the ones, ne? All of you, then we'll redistribute you quickly before we start in 5 minutes. Right? All the twos come to this table. All the twos come to this table. All the threes come to this table. All the threes, please remember a number. All the threes come to this table. Threes there. 4. Here. All the 4s come here. Number 5s come to this one. Do not worry if the seats need to be 8 on the table, ne? So if you are more than 8, we are going to then redirect you to another table. Don't worry. So you must be 8 on a table. Right? This is number 5, ne? That's 5. 6. 6 over here. 6 over here. 7 over here. Where are the 7s? 7s over here. 7s over here. Eight over here. Eight over here. How many are you? You can't have 10 chairs. It's impossible. You must have 8 chairs. Okay. All right. There's another table here, ne? Can I have the additional people from your tables going to that table? All the additional people go to that table. And there should not be a table with 10 people. You know why? Your table must have people sitting and facing there. You can't have someone sitting like this. So if you're facing backwards, don't try and squeeze. You're trying to fight with nature now. Don't try and squeeze. Then go to that table. If it's full, if it's more than 8 people, let's move to another table. No. It must be 8, ne? If it's already 8, stand there. I'll move you to another table. There's another table here. There's another table here. Please come to this table. How many? Please go join that table. I think you can't face it. Here's the trick, ne? Whichever way you sit, whichever direction You must never face away from the stage. You must always sit in such a way that you're able to see what's happening on the stage. That's why we say there must be 8 of you, or else mic. Where's the second mic? Is there a microphone on your table? Oh, perfect. Yeah, now you're sitting with new friends on the tables, ne? Yeah, know each other there. Start speaking. Now you're quiet. All of a sudden there's silence in the room because you're not sitting with your friends. This is wrong. It's extremely wrong. Okay, guys, the dignitaries are coming. Can I please get a song? Where's that Sonya Rabatsonan Lerna? Where's the lady? Buntle guy. Where's Buntle? I want the song. Where is she? Yeah. Give her the mic. We're about to start. Hit us with the song. Let's go.
Batswana le rona habayo. Batswana le rona habayo. Batswana le rona habayo. Habayo batswana le rona. Batswana le rona. Batswana le rona habayo. 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 Batswana le rona. Batswana le rona habayo. 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 Batswana le rona. Batswana le rona habayo. Batswana le rona habayo. Batswana le rona. worship qalang ho ipopona man. Ba tshwana le rona ha ba yo. 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 Ntate nthekele siana maren. Ntate nthekele. Ntate nthekele. Nthekele.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ntate nthekele
Thank
siana
you.
maren.
Thank
Ntate
you.
nthekele.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bamba. Bamba. Abshin. Abshin. Good morning. Dumelang. Goeiemorgen. Sanbonani. Okay. South Africa, we are here to celebrate the Youth Month, to celebrate the leadership that we have in schools, and to conference on matters that affect our learners at schools and that ultimately affect our nation at large. We had planned to start at 9:30. It's exactly 9:30 and the conference is starting. I would like to acknowledge the presence of our most senior person in the department, Mrs. Geya. I would like to acknowledge the presence of her right hand, Mr. Ndlebe. I then also want to acknowledge the presence of all our partners in education. And I want to acknowledge the presence of all provincial coordinators for RCLs. I acknowledge the presence of all TLOs that are here. And above all, I acknowledge the presence of young leaders at school level. Can you give them an applause? With that having been said, we want to start with our program. There are 4 leaders that are going to lead us with our program. I would like to have the 4 leaders. There'll be 2 leaders that will be leading in the usherance of the national anthem, and we join them as they sing the national anthem. I would like those 2 leaders to come in front. Whilst they are coming to the front to lead us with the national anthem, I'll also ask Mr. Kala to ensure that we are ready for the AU anthem. And then the 2 leaders that are going to read the preamble for us should also sit next to us here. They'll go back to their table after they've done that. Can I then hand over? We know the protocol. We'll all stand up to usher in the national anthem. Can you know there's this little gadget that misbehaves. Can you make sure that that gadget behaves for now? Put it on silent. If it's like mine, it's an old Motorola, switch it off so that it doesn't disturb us. Can you lead us with the national anthem?
1, 2, 3. Nkosi sikeleli Afrika, malupakalisu phondo lwayo. Izwani mithandazo yethu, Nkosi sikelela thina lusapho lwayo. Murela buluke sitshaba sa Yesu, umfelitswe lima tweletu, sibuluke sitshaba sa Yesu sichaba sa South Africa, South Africa. Uit die blom van onze hemel, uit die diepte van ons Heer. O sewige gebrand is, waar die granse antwoord gee. Sounds a call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and strike for freedom in South Africa, our land.
Thank you. Whilst we're still standing, we'll observe the singing of the AU anthem through electronic digital. Thank you. Thank you. We may all be seated. Can I get the two leaders? Can I have the two leaders that are going to read for us the preamble? And after that, we then go into our program.
We, the people of South Africa, recognize the injustices of our past, honor those who suffered for justice and freedom in our land, respect those who have worked to build and develop our country, and believe that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, united in our diversity. We therefore, through our freely elected representatives, adopt this Constitution as the supreme law of the Republic, so as to
heal the divisions of the past and establish a society based on democratic values, social justice, and fundamental human rights. Lay the foundation for a democratic and open society in which government is based on the will of the people.
and every citizen is equally protected by the law. Improve the quality of life of all citizens and free the potential of each person, and build a united and democratic South Africa, able to take its place as a sovereign state in the family of nations.
May God protect our people. Nkosi sikeleli Africa.
Morena boloka setjhaba sa heso.
God sien South Africa. God bless South Africa.
Modimo fa thusetsa Afrika. Hosi ka tekisa Afrika.
Sons and daughters of Africa, the conference is officially opened. You will notice that as we acknowledged the presence of people that are here, I'd never at any stage acknowledged people from DBE. And the reason for that is that all DBE officials that are here are the host. So the host will be acknowledged at the end by the chief director. RCLs, where they are located under a unit that deals with school governance and management. That unit has got two other sisters. There's a unit as well that deals with districts only. Then there's a third unit that deals with school planning and purpose. These three units are under one leadership, and that leadership is called the Chief Directorate for Planning, Implementation and Support. Can I then hand over to you the Chief Director for a Chief Directorate that is running the three units, one of them being responsible for RCLs, Mr. Ndlebe. Thank you.
Program Director, Acting Director, Nkosana Tahedi. May I acknowledge the presence of the Deputy Director General, Ms. Simone Geya. May I acknowledge the presence of all district officials that are coordinating RCLs and their TLOs. I also want to acknowledge the presence of our partners. I'm going to mention them all. Agape Youth Movement, represented by Mr. Tliane. The NECT, represented by Ms. Bembe. Ngangezwe Foundation, they are famous, they don't even need to be mentioned who they are. Fundi, Ms. Maponya. Amnesty International South Africa, Ms. Mtaung. Cambridge, Ms. Sima. Nedbank, Ms. Matu. University of Joburg, Professor Dasu. Nelson Mandela Children Foundation. UNICEF, that is represented by Ms. Yoshimoto. GIZ, Mr. T. Hellman. Government Affairs, Ms. Mtombeni. Oxford, Mr. Makwarela. I'm mentioning all those so that if you miss up the protocol, just know that I have represented you. The professor from from UJ was saying, yo, I need to memorize all these people that are here. I have represented you. So if you say all protocol observed, you are fine because I've mentioned all of them for you. Mr. Takedi has requested me to welcome you and give you the purpose of this gathering. I'd like to start with a story that says somewhere in the capital of gambling, I hope you know where that is, Las Vegas in the US is the capital of gambling. There was a man who went to the casino and lost everything. And he couldn't even afford to go to the loo because in Las Vegas, you need to have $1 to put at the door for it to open for you to be able to relieve himself. So he was so broke that he had nothing. He couldn't even go home. So he was sitting in there and he wanted to go to the loo. He happened to go to where the loos are, stood there, and asked somebody to give him $1. And he received $1 from a stranger. Just as he was ready to put it at the door swung open. Somebody was coming out. So he used that opportunity to sneak in without using the $1 that he got. So the $1 was saved. Then he went back to the casino, used that $1, and then he became an instant millionaire with that $1. So the slot machine was smiling at him. Then he wrote, say, can I have the person who gave me the opportunity to be a millionaire? And a lot of people came to him and say, I'm the one who gave you the $1. Says, that's not the person I'm looking for. I'm looking for the person who left the door open. That is the person who gave me the opportunity, because I ended up having my $1, which turned into making me a millionaire. So why are we here? We are here to create an opportunity for you. You are leaders in your own schools. You graduated into districts. You graduated into your province. And now you are national representatives of RCLs. So we invited you here to indicate and give you that opportunity. We are opening up that door, because for us, it is important to open that door for you. As leaders, there are a few things that we want you to have. We want to develop you further into the following issues. Look into the ethics as you grow up, build your integrity, make you very responsible people who have the respect of the law, people who will be able to develop into the critical thinking, grow your self-awareness and self-confidence, make you problem thinkers and problem solvers, bring out that leadership ability that you have and make you very skillful, turn you into team workers, and bring this innovation in you, because these are the things that you're going to need in the future. We're preparing you for the future. You know, there are a lot of talks about the NGU now, and what is happening in the NGU is nothing else except what I've said here: working together, leadership, critical thinking, and building in other things that come in there, such as we want you to begin to have intersectoral approaches in what you do, that you begin to have this interdependency in you, so that you can change the mindsets, because you're growing up from different provinces with different status and all that. So we need to begin to change that mindset, so that you can have a multicultural viewpoint of the world and begin to have this collective wisdom and shared values, because that's what the country needs. It's you who will be discussing in the NGU in years to come, exactly as you'll be doing here. So we're giving you these dress rehearsals, we're giving you this opportunity, so that when your time comes to take over the leadership of the country, it's you who are going to lead the country correctly. All these things that are happening up there can be solved by you having been instilled with these characteristics that I've mentioned in here. Remember, when you live here as a leader, you're not going to be selfish and be a leader of yourself, but you now have the responsibility to carry those that you are managing in a school, those that you are leading in a school. Selfishness will not take you anywhere. There are some of you that are very bright and very intelligent. There are some of you that are very good in a whole lot of things. So leave those characteristics and you leave them with yourself and don't share them, chances are that you may be a very successful person in future. But if you become successful and you leave others behind, your success comes to nothing. For example, you may be a very big businessman, rich and everything, but if the people around you remain poor, you still haven't achieved, because whatever you have, those other people may want to share them with you. Then we talk of crime, we talk of hijackings, we talk of all those type of things. Then you are in a position where you can't leave anybody behind. There's a picture up there. It's a picture of the President of the Republic of South Africa, who went to a school called Sikanontwana in Soweto. It is in Sinawani. He was a person like you, in an ordinary black school in the township. I think Minister Muteka went to that school as well. So what I'm trying to point here is that there is no leader that emerges and run a country and run businesses and become a CEO and become managers unless that person has been a leader at school level before. So you are at the right point. That all the leaders that you're going to have are those that have been leaders at school level. As you see, the president of the country has been a leader in a school, so the door is open for you. Use that opportunity. Don't waste it. Even when you apply at university, the professor here at UJ will tell you that your leadership position will give you more points when you apply at university. Your chances of being accepted are very high compared to those who are doing nothing. May I then declare this conference open, and we'll spend 2 days with you. May the conference be successful.
That's my boss. The boss has spoken. Hello, future presidents. Hello, hello future presidents. Hello, hello future CEOs. Hello, hello future managers. Hello, hello future owners of taxis, of buses, of trains. Hello. Tete, I'm worried. These youngsters, when we sang the national anthem, they were quiet. When we sang the AU, they were quiet. We are greeting them, they are quiet. Hello, leaders. Hello, sir. Thank you, thank you. There is this notion that might go around in the world and in other countries that women in general are not found in leadership. And that has been tested and found to be untrue, as you'll notice in a few moments. I'm going to present to you a leader that has sat at different tables. She sat at tables of negotiations, negotiating with very critical stakeholders. She sat at a table of discussions with different kinds of legal engagement. She sat at tables that were strategic in designing the curriculum that you are now following. She sat at tables where management and critical issues of the department were discussed. She sat at tables where change, where it was necessary for the education system, she was part of those discussions. So this is a leader that has almost, if you want to put it in an expression in English, you can say a leader that has done it all and has seen it all in terms of education. Would you please, as young leaders, welcome to the stage the Deputy Director General of Basic Education in South Africa, Ms. Geya.
Good morning to all the learners, students who are here. Good morning to all the teachers who are here. I'm very well covered by Mr. Ndlebe, who went through the order of every single person that has been invited here. And my task then is to say all protocol followed. I stand here today and I feel very moved to see all these learners that have come for the conference. And you take me back to a time when I also was a student. We called ourselves students those days. You call yourselves learners now. Well, I'm of the generation of learners who came through 1976. I was a student then. And I was equally passionate. I thought I could change the world. I could make my contribution. We could kill off that apartheid system. You know, we had all of those ideals. And when I look at you, and I think back to those days, I'm very proud of what we've achieved in the country. I'm very proud to recognize so many learners, because it's these learners that are sitting in front of us today. I can guarantee you that you are the future leaders of our country. We will find a president amongst you. We will find a DDG or a DG. You'll work in the bureaucracy like we work. It comes from students who take leadership positions like yourselves. You will be a vice chancellor of a youth. Now today I'm here. I'm standing in as the minister, by the way, today. You will know that at this moment our cabinet has not yet been announced. We've been through elections, and we are waiting for the president who was inaugurated last Wednesday. We are now waiting for him to announce the cabinet. And so as he is busy still with consultations, it's taking a bit longer than we anticipated. When we planned the date of this conference, we thought that we'd be past this part already. We would have had a cabinet in place, we would have had the announcement of who the ministers are, and we would have had the Minister of Basic Education who would be here as one of the first activities that we run in the 7th administration. But as it stands now, I'm reminded of 2008. So in 2008, we had a period in September, and Frank Chekani wrote a book on this. It was called 9 Days in September. Now, in that time, our president at the time, Thabo Mbeki, stepped down. He resigned as a president, and we were waiting for a new president to be inaugurated, and we were also waiting for the announcement of the cabinet. It took 9 days. Guess what happened in the country? For 9 days, the country was run by the bureaucracy. So we ran it efficiently, we ran it effectively. There was no hitches, nothing fell apart. The bureaucracy and the wheels of the bureaucracy administration, it ran. And so I'm so reminded in this period of time that we are back to that period where we don't have a minister yet that we can say this is the officially announced Minister of Basic Education. From last week, once the president is inaugurated, the task of ministers fall away until such time as he announces the cabinet. And so today I stand in the place of the Minister of Basic Education, and I wish to bring this message, which is the message that we had sat with our minister, who at the time was the Minister of Basic Education, and we are anxiously awaiting the announcement of a new minister. And secretly, I'm wishing that she is the minister again, because it will bring about a lot of stability in education for us. But this is the message that if we had a minister, the minister would have brought to us today. So I stand before you deeply honored to address the esteemed gathering at the National Representative Council of Learners in this conference. And I'm honored to stand before you. And This is a gathering that not only celebrates the resilience and the potential of our youth, but also underscores our unwavering commitment to their empowerment. The theme of this conference, equipping learners with knowledge and skills of a changing world, could not be more apt. We live in a time of unprecedented change, where the challenges facing our world are complex and dynamic. In such times, education becomes not just a tool for personal advancement, but a crucial weapon in the fight for a better future for all. Now, some might say change is scary, it can be disruptive, but this is a change for an opportunity to build a brighter future, and a future where every one of you, the future leaders of South Africa, can thrive. The world is changing, and you, the RCLs, are at the forefront. Embrace the challenges, harness the opportunity, and most importantly, believe in yourselves. You have the power to shape the future, not just for yourselves, but for all of South Africa. The Department of Basic Education sees you, the RCLs, as a vital partner in this endeavor. You are a bridge between learners and leadership, the voice of your peers, and the champions for positive change in your schools. Through the RCL platform, you develop valuable skills, communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and problem solving. These are the very skills you need to navigate this changing world and become the innovators, the entrepreneurs, and the leaders of tomorrow. It is incumbent upon us as leaders and educators to ensure that our young people are equipped with the skills, knowledge, and values they need to navigate this ever-changing landscape. We must foster in them a passion for critical thinking, innovation, and cooperation, traits that are essential for the effective leadership in the 21st century. The RCLs play a pivotal role in this engagement. They are not just representatives. They are upfront for positive change in our schools and communities. It is our responsibility to support and empower them, to provide them with the tools and resources that they need to succeed. As we look to the future, we must address critical issues affecting our schools today, including school safety and violence. Safe learning environments are fundamental to educational success. It is our duty to create spaces where learners feel secure, respected, and valued. The RCLs can lead by example, promoting positive discipline and conflict resolution, fostering a culture of mutual respect and understanding amongst their peers. Furthermore, the importance of psychosocial support cannot be overstated. Learners face numerous challenges that can impact their mental health and well-being. RCLs can play a crucial role in providing the support, identifying those in need, and fostering an environment where seeking help is encouraged and normalized. This support is vital for the overall well-being and academic success of our learners. The issue of gender-based violence remains a significant concern in our society. The RCLs can be a powerful space to advocate for gender-based violence prevention and awareness, promoting respect for all genders and creating a safe space where victims can seek help and support. By raising awareness and educating their peers on reproductive health and rights, RCLs can contribute to the most informed and respectful school communities. As we embark on this journey together, let us remember the words of Nelson Mandela, who said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Let us commit ourselves to ensuring that every young person in our country has access to quality education, and let us empower them to be the change makers and leaders of tomorrow. As you will be undertaking a tour to the historic township of Soweto, You are reminded of the indomitable spirit of the youth of 1976, whose courage and determination in the face of adversity changed the course of our nation's history. Their legacy serves as a beacon for all of us, inspiring us to strive for a future where every young person has the opportunity to strive and succeed. Today I call upon our country's youth to invent their own version of the future. I dare young people to go beyond the heroics of 1976 generation, the ones who participated in 16 June Soweto uprising. To the sponsors and partners, I want to express my sincere gratitude to our sponsors and partners for their shared vision. Your investment in these young leaders is an investment in the future of our nation. Let this conference be a springboard for your journey. Let it ignite your passion for learning, leadership, and making a difference. Thank you, and may your leadership journey be filled with endless possibilities and remarkable achievements. Thank you so much.
Thank you, South Africa. One more applause. Your applause means a lot to me because it may affect my salary. If you applaud very well, I might get an increase. Can I hear it one more time? Thank you. Thank you, Lucy. Let me see if you know yourself. Can everybody raise their right hand? Your right hand. Oh, sorry, so not everybody, the learners. Your right hand. Your right hand. You sure it's your right hand? Okay, your left hand? Okay. Now here's a little, this is what I wanted you to be sure. On my extreme left, which is your extreme right? It's English, ne? Yes. On my extreme left, which is your extreme right? That's where the president is. Just wanted to show you. In case you were doubting, that's him. Some will indicate other features. I noticed by, I don't like it, I noticed by the nose because when people refer to me, they see the nose first before they see me. So I'm quite sensitive to that. But that's where the president is. We will ask Tete, he's got ways of, and even the lady that's coming up now, they've got their ways of using electronics to send the picture to all of you. I think what we want to take from what the DDG indicated is that this is an opportunity for you to invent a future that would suit you. Let's not forget that. As we are saying this, we're bringing in another lady. This is a lady that has got an experience with working with the youth. This is a lady that will make you feel worth to be at school. This is a lady that will indicate to you that this is the only opportunity for you to be young. Because it's very important for you to know that you are young and enjoy that youth. Because if you don't do that, you'll end up being 60, kicking around a soccer ball, and you'll end up with a moon boot on your foot. Because you want to be young when you are older. So enjoy your youth whilst it's still there. And I would like to invite, you'll see her during the games. She'll be taking a part there as well. But what she's going to do is going to give you a message that comes from one of our very, very close partners that we work with, the National Education Collaboration Trust. Can you welcome to the stage Ms. Bembe before you go forward. Ms. Bembe.
Thank you, Program Director. As Terence is still putting together the tag, I would like to acknowledge Ms. Geya. Thank you so much, DDG. Ubabundlebe, our chief director, and then the education officials, everyone who works for the department, the provincial departments, the district. I will also want to appreciate the partners that we work with as well, and our esteemed guest today, the learners. Learners, are you here? Yes. I can't hear you. Are you here? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. If I can say, Gancane, segusele gancane, gancane, sizophumelela. Gancane, segusele gancane, gancane, sizophumelela. Thank you so much. As the program director was saying, for me, seeing this day unfolding like this, I feel like I've got goosebumps already. When you guys started checking in yesterday, I was like, it's finally here. It reminded me of our Philip moment. Most of you were not here. It was 2010 when we felt like it is really here. The country is proud of our Philip. So you are our Philip today. My name is Ntongolozi Pembe. I represent an organization called the National Education Collaboration Trust. I will be presenting on the importance of learner leadership post-1994 in shaping education improvement in South Africa. Just to say, I wish I was sitting there today and not standing this side. A bit of background is that I never had an opportunity to participate in learner activities. It's now that I tell myself that whatever opportunity that I have, I will ensure my support to learner participation. Because I never had that. And you guys, what a time to be alive. We are celebrating 30 years of democracy. And you are sitting here as the leaders. We are sitting here with you. You are representing the 13 million people who are at home. You've got to make them proud. You are their mouthpiece. You've got to participate. You've got to learn from the people who've walked this path. And you've got to be those active citizens. So let me just give a brief breakdown about the NECT. It was founded in July 2013. It is a joint effort by business, by government, labor, civil society to promote education improvement goals. So the mission of the organization that I'm representing today, it is to mobilize national capacity to assist government to achieve distinctive, substantial, and sustainable improvement education. So we assist the department in system strengthening. Thus enable all the other engagements, and the basis for our formation is the principle of collaboration, formed in the basis of collaboration, which is about understanding that to deliver quality education to the 13 million learners in the system, it has to be done through partnerships. Education cannot be done by DBE alone. Hence, you can see the room is draped with backdrops and banners from all the partners. It takes a village to raise a child. Education, government, they take the lead. We support the initiative. So recently, last year, the NECT celebrated 10 years of existence. And then our board has given us another mandate for another 10 years to continue. We are championed by a CEO who is committed to youth development. Apologies for him today. He could not be here. He's got an exco. And then he told me to say, Ntongolozi, you've been participating in the task team. You guys have been doing this from the beginning. I see it fit that you go and represent the NECT in this program. So I really am putting forward an apology for Dr. Khosa. The background of the NECT, I've already touched on it. So I just want to highlight, I'm not going to get too much into education before 1994. We all know what it was like. It was not inclusive. Quality education was not for all. Policies were not inclusive. So all I can say is that I am proud of our dispensation and what they've achieved so far. I'm passionate about the post-1994 agenda because it is a transformational one. It is built on democratic foundations, meaning the role of democracy in transforming education. We see it. Education is fostering inclusive education. It is transformative. Learner leadership is an extension of the democratic values. You guys have a voice because of the policies, because of the work that this dispensation has put forward. So we also draw our work from legal mandates and policy mandates. As a country, our supreme law is the Constitution that talks of non-discrimination, that talks of inclusivity. We also draw our work from the South African Schools Act, the White Paper 6. Me being the champion of CSTL at any city, there's no way I will leave out the CAN Support for Teaching and Learning framework, because it says, let us ensure that learners access schools, they are retained, and then they achieve. And then we also draw a mandate from other human rights prescripts that I did not put on the slides. South Africa is a human rights country. We look at everyone as equal. Basis of gender, basis of race, like everyone is a person. So the impact on education improvement, your roles as RCL, we see you. The department has worked tirelessly to ensure that you, the democratically elected body, the Representative Council of Learners, you have a seat in SGB. You have a seat in decision-making bodies of the school. You represent the other learners. Of course, we cannot have all learners sitting on the table, but you are the elected ones who are actually the mouthpiece. You are their representatives. So on empowerment and skills development, I mean, learners who participate in skills, in learner leadership, as Mr. Ntlebe was opening in the morning, I was like, okay, is there a need for me to still come here? I went back to check my slides whether what he's saying is not on my slide. He mentioned better prospects. I mean, by you've added something on your CV for being a leader. That's how I started at a very high position, because I collected from my participation from universities, clubs and society. I was treasurer, I was this, I was that. I was chairperson of the Vets volleyball team. When I started working, I put that as, you know, experience. I've done outreaches. I've been to school advocating for career guidance. I went back to my home in Mpumalanga when we did not have a university to do outreach on learners who need to go to varsity. We were doing those applications before they came online. So I'm saying there's so much you can contribute in your school for your learners to be better people. You can be that bridge to that one learner who's got a potential but does not have a know-how as to how they can get to the next position. So you can become the servant leader, the leader that does not look at himself or herself, but the leader who can identify that the other person needs to be assisted. You can be that leader who's going to be an active participant in the economy. Mr. Ntlebe referred to you to say you are the next negotiators of the GNU, and it starts here. Mine is to say we're setting the tone. Let's make it possible. So it starts with you knowing yourself and then having self-confidence to be able to make decisions. You'll be the problem solver and a change agent. I'm not going to make the same example about the president, but I'm just going to say that many leaders that you know in corporates, in government, they started somewhere. They started by participating in schools, at varsity, even at your workplace. I mean, there's small committees that will assist you to kind of like raise the bar. So we've got the CSTL investment portfolio. What I'm going to highlight there is that the CSTL framework, it's got an addendum that is called the Child and Youth Agency Framework. It's got the learner's voice in it. In every program that the Department of Basic Education implements, it should have the voice of the young people. I mean, we attend so many conferences, and the criticism that always comes is that we are talking about learners and they are not there. Today and tomorrow, we are proud that the program is centered around the learners. We'll hear from you. You will share with us. You will tell us what are the solutions. You are now doing the AI. You are now in the fourth industrial revolution. So we don't want to be chasing you when we're doing policy making. We want you to be on the table and we want you to lead the conversation. So that's what the Child and Youth Agency Framework is about. It's about you raising up your voice and saying nothing for us without us. So the role of NECT in promoting learner leadership, as I'm going to conclude. So we've got a number of programs that we run with the department and other partners. Many of them are in the room. We have what we call the Ubuntu Youth Leaders Program. We do it in collaboration with so many partners, but it was championed by UNICEF, Agape Youth Movement, MIT, of course, it is housed at the DBE. And then we train master trainers on this value-based. We realize that values are so important in the world that we live in. If we can instill them in you, and then just to remind you as abantu that umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu, I am because you are. So we're running that. We've done a rollout with a number of provinces so far, and we still continue to do the rollout with other provinces. We've done the rollout with other civil society organizations and youth organizations who are rolling out and including it as part of their programs. And then we also run webinars where we invite learners to join. Another initiative that we do to promote learner leadership is the National Reading Coalition together with the department. So we did hit the president's call of us being a reading nation. We promote reading for pleasure. We support learners by ensuring that they are part of the VRC. We have reading champions that are supporting the department, and then we establish reading clubs. The last one that I liked, it's the 1,000 Young Voices survey. So we went out to a number of provinces asking learners about their experiences in schools. What I like about the findings of this program is that actually learners enjoy being in schools. Schools are safe spaces for them. And I was so touched when they say, actually, when we are not there, we miss our teachers. I thought teachers are not the people you will miss. Findings were the opposite. So we really are excited about that. Other programs that we do in collaboration or in partnerships, we do a number where we do peer-to-peer education. We do surveys with learners. And then they give us their perspectives, and then we know if we tailor making interventions, we don't want to impose or bring ourselves to learners, but we want to be informed by what can be possible in that particular context and what is possible. So last year, in one of the commissions in the first national RCL National Conference, you guys came guns blazing for us and said, you're only giving us a few time to discuss. And then we said this year we are going to cut the speeches and ensure that we give so much time to you guys. So I'm saying what a time to be alive. Grab this opportunity. Like Tahedi has said, you only become young once. When we do these activities and team buildings with you guys, when we get to our beds, we don't want to wake up in the morning. So take full, make sure that you utilize this time and enjoy. Learn from others, and share good experiences. Above all, become an active participant. Champion education wherever you are. It is through education that you guys are going to be better citizens. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mapembe. Mapembe indicates that when you are at home, you miss us. Is it true? Do you miss us? Do you miss us? I heard a no. But I just want to disclose something. It's not only them who miss us. Even teachers miss them. I'll give you an example. In our midst, we've got TLOs. But for one province in the Northern Cape, we have a principal. She chased the TLO away and said, "You are not going with them. I'm the one who's going with them." So she felt that to be principal during the holidays is also important. So she came with her group here. So we've got one principal from the Northern Cape. So we miss them as well. Mr. Ndlebe, allow me to do the following exercise before the DDG leaves. Can I have all governance coordinators from provinces standing up so that we acknowledge them and the DDG can see that they are here? All the governance coordinators, colleagues, school governance. Leaders of South Africa, the reason I'm making all these people stand here is because we want to have a group photo with the DDG. Can I request that you allow that after the group photo, the DDG can leave at any time she feels like it? Because she indicated to you, that the entire department is under her leadership, so she needs to be in the office. Can we allow her to do that? Can you allow her to do that? Yes. Can you give an applause to that? So, do you see how powerful you are? You even give permission to the DDG, okay. So after she has taken a photo with us, she will then leave. Those that are doing English, can you help me? Are we going to take a photo or are we going to take a picture? Or one learner said it doesn't matter, so I understand. Or I matter, it doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. We're going to have a tea break, but let me do these few announcements before we have our tea break. Our tea break, I'm going to request that all our RCL members go this side for the tea, and the TLOs and the governance people that are taking a picture now, go that side. And then as you go down the stairs, that's where you'll find the restrooms. They are there. You will notice that the place we are in is next to a lake, and they've created a semi-beach area. I'm requesting that let's refrain from the lake. Is that okay? I'm talking to leaders. Let's refrain from getting too close to the lake, but we can tour the entire center. And I'm expecting the highest quality of behavior among yourselves. So before we go for the break now, I want to also make this announcement. We have for you, we have the bank. The bank is here. Because you are their potential clients, you are the potential employees, you are also their potential people that they can sponsor. The bank is here. And then the Department of Social Development is here. There are other partners that are here. So as you go and have your tea, please go to the stalls as well. It's for learners. Can I request that TLOs and all officials refrain from going to the stalls? Let the stalls be engaged by our RCL members. Will that be fine? When we come back from break, I'm going to take a break. English. When we come back from the tea break, I'm going to take a break. And as I take a break, I'm going to hand over to you to a professional person who does this thing professionally. She's a journalist by profession. A journalist, for those of you that don't understand, she's a paparazzi by profession. And her name is, I've forgotten her name. She will, I'm just joking. I want her to introduce herself in a way that she would like to be introduced. So I thought, DDG, that before we take a break, let me take the person that's going to facilitate us until to the end, that she comes and feels the floor, greet everybody else, so that when you come back, they know who to expect. Madam.
Take it slow, don't rush it. Don't rush it. Feel the song. I see everyone's very happy to be singing that song, but hear very well what you're singing. Every word is important and the message is important as well. Good morning. Zizochigizindo wenukhalelani zizochigizindo wenukhalelani wenukhalela zizochigizindo wenukhalelani wenukhalela zizochigizindo wenukhalelani wenukhalela zizochigizindo wenukhalelani zizochigizindo wenukhalelani zizochigizindo wenukhalelani zizochigizindo wenukhalelani zizochigizindo wenukhalelani. Spirit of theatre machinini la zizochigizindo wenukhalelani last time was zizochigizindo wenukhalelani zizochigizindo wenukhalelani. Change is coming. Zizochigizindo neduku liyaphuma ukhalelani. Things will change for you, right? Change is coming. Hope is here. Hope is alive in this room. I'm a new mom, guys. So, but my name is Busisiwe Kumeto Chijanje. A round of applause for me and for yourself. On good days, I am a broadcast journalist. On the more challenging days, I'm a mother of 2 children under 2 years. Yo. But I'll touch on that when I'm emceeing like a Mother's Day event. It's irrelevant for here. But what's relevant is that I feel like I'm at the heart of, what I'm here to do, what I've been put here to do. And that is interacting with student leaders. I was one myself for 2 years consecutively as the RCL president of Marlborough Gardens Combined School. Anyone from there? Uncontested. And I'll tell you a story before we go for tea. So those who are here for tea only, sorry for you guys. I'm from Alexandra Township, on the rugged edge of Sandton, on the other side of Sandton. And Marlborough Gardens is on, I'd say just next to Alexandra. But dividing Alexandra and Marlborough Gardens is a wall. If you go there, it's still there. We used to call it the Berlin Wall of Alexandra. Those who do history will know what I'm talking about, right? For us to get to Marlborough Gardens, just to get an education, my peers and I would, walk from Alexandra Township, jump the Berlin Wall. I don't know why it's still there, but anyways, jump the Berlin Wall of Alexandra to get to Marlborough Gardens, right? And at that time, obviously, our parents would do what they could to make sure that we get a good education. And to them, it meant going to Model C schools. So leaving the schools that would be in the township, and we go to neighboring good schools, so to speak. And that would be, obviously, at the time, the fact that, white people would be there, or Indians would be there. So people are assuming because of those reasons, those are good schools. That we'll talk about that later. But, we'd walk and jump this wall and get there. And it was a good school, but a pivotal moment in my life, right, happened because I was placed in that position as a leader. I didn't know the significance of it, right? Because I was just popular. I was this young girl who was good with debating, and I would debate people. It's what I do when we go to different schools, to private schools. I was this one. And so I was just elected because the kids on the other side of the Berlin Wall of Alexandra, in Alex, identified with me. But also the kids from the other side now, from Marlborough Gardens neighborhood, also identified with me. So it was almost as if I was put there to put the two nations together. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Each and every one of you is tasked to deal with matters and issues that are relevant in your communities and in your schools. And whether or not you think you've been put in that position or given that badge with intention or not, it does not matter. We are not here for a competition. Ne? People have got white blazers. They've got equipment. You can see Khurayman. Where am I from? Don't worry about that. All of you guys are here, are peers. All of you guys here are peers. Nyalingana. Ne? So put the English aside. It doesn't matter if you think you're not speaking good English. It doesn't matter. If you're speaking good English, empower the other one. If you see Uguti, they are not on your level. But we are all here, Sialingan, right? And so when we go for this tea break, cool down, relax, right? Interact with each other. Don't just talk with the people who you came with, right? It's an opportunity for us throughout this conference to engage with our peers. What are you doing at your school? I've got a challenge of this, I've got a challenge of this, right? And then so that we go back better people and better leaders. And you've been hearing what our superiors have been saying, that people in this room are future leaders. We are looking at a president, we're looking at CEOs and so forth, business owners. I am proof of that, right? I've interviewed presidents. I've held leaders accountable on national television. A young girl from the gas, from Gomorrah, right? With my broken English. Do you get what I mean? Exactly. So let's do that. Let's get a bite, quick breakfast, coffee. But while we're doing that, keep the spirit alive, hip and happening. That is what we love. And let's learn. Let's be sponges and let's absorb. Right? Deal? Thank you.
Thank you. The first thing the journalist did when she took the mic, she says, "Ziyojika izinto." I am done with 50 years, that's it. I'm done with 55. Ziyojika izinto. Manje ukuthatha yena ziyajika izinto. The young are taking over. But I also want to jigisa izinto. Ziyajika manje. Mr. Ndebele, wozala. Wozala mngani wami. Uyayisondela i-50. Wozala. Siyajikisa nathi. Yasajikisa. Ngicela kanje sibuda. Ngicela ukuthi sishaye ingoma ezokhipha uDDG. DDG, we working you out with a song. We can repeat the same one, but in our style. Let me give it to her. Oshaye ingoma sikhipha uDDG. Ungawajikisa nawe izinto ezibuyeleke uthatha.
Angiyazi amapiano mos.
Shaye ingoma. Keep with DDG with this song as
18.
As the youngsters are singing, we are.
Sizojika izinto. Ay. Ha. Wafele ungakaqala ukubhala exam. Shall we all stand? Sizojika izinto wena uhlalelane sizojika izinto wahie wena uhlalelane when utlalela zizojika izinto. We're here. When utlale, look at us. When utlalele ntulamhlana, when utlale zizojika izinto. When utlalele when utlalele thulam izojika izinto when utlalele thulamtana when utlale izojika izinto when utlalele yes. Hold it. While you are still standing, I was also watching those who were not singing. I was marking the register. You're not going to get your tea. But it's fine. May we all just remain standing while our DDG then leaves.
Lenna ke batla go ya para ke tshaba dipuo tsa batho a di fele sa namarel lenna ke batla go ya para a felang ke tshaba dipuo tsa batho a di fele ngwana ka bo Ntatentekele sana mare, ntatentekele, ntatentekele, ena kuboya tuto sana mare, ntatentekele, ntatentekele sana mare, ntatentekele, ntekele, ntekele sana mare, lenna ke batla go ya para ke tshaba dipuo tsa batho a di fele lenna ke batla go ya para ke tshaba dipuo tsa batho a di fele sana marena.
May we, all the young lions, you will be going that side. But please, may I please make this humble appeal that as you deal with whatever that you'll be dealing with that side, may you also be considerate of those that are still coming behind you, so that you don't just take things that you're not going to deal with. We don't want you to leave anything on the table. Whatever that you're going to deal with it decisively. And then may we then have all the TLOs and the coordinators, please, may we then converge in the other room. Whilst we're in the other room, we would want to meet also all TLOs. After you have dealt with your team, we'd like to have a meeting with all TLOs before we come back to the session. No, the TLOs will meet them that side as well. Once they're done with their teas, we just want to have a short session with the TLOs so that we're able then to convey a message to the TLOs. Colleagues, bon appetit. Thank you very much.
Come in with your music while you take them there. Mutu amo namaha ele mo yetapele. Mutu amo namaha. Motu amo nama aye.
Learners, tea break is over. Please come back, take your seats. It's time to work. One minute remaining to settle down. One minute to sit down, please. May the TLOs, provincial coordinators, and everyone who's attending this conference please take a seat. It's time to continue. All right, welcome back to the 2024 RCL Conference. Of course, brought to you by the Department of Basic Education with the many stakeholders and supporting organizations with us today. Can we please be in one room? Silence, please. We are not in a classroom. I'm not going to write down names. I won't be doing that. We are all leaders. Can we settle down? What you're hearing there is a broadcast of this very event. So please let your friends know, your colleagues know, where we are, what we are doing, what we're going to be learning about. And how you can do that is logging on to Facebook as well as YouTube. Ooh, hello. Facebook and YouTube on the department's pages, right? And you will get the link there. Post that link on social media, whether it's WhatsApp, Instagram. You're welcome to take pictures of yourself here, asking questions, because that is what a conference is all about, right? Thank you so much. I'm not going to sing now because I'm full. I'm very full. I will not be doing that. Itis is a real thing. But I want us to get into the crux of everything. I am distracted because I still hear chit-chatting. Can we please be in one room and continue with the business of the day? Our next very important person who is with us today and will be sharing their insight and their expertise with us is coming from the University of Johannesburg. I am an alumni of UJ, which means I studied at the University of Johannesburg. I studied journalism through political science. It was a lovely experience. And of course, when you move or graduate or get your matric, you will be, fortunately, and I hope, be in an institution of higher learning. And that is where you will meet other people. And so what we heard earlier on from one of our superiors is that You know, you being a student leader right now puts you in a good position. When it comes to universities, you will be at an advantage. And even at universities, you get structures like the RCL, who help you, bring learners together or students together. You will be representatives of students there as well, if you wish to continue. But what Professor Dassault wants to look at is just reflecting on our 30 years of democracy and what that means for each and every one of you. So, of course, as a country, we've moved and progressed, spearheading democratic processes, and continuing with the work that needs to be done. But it is in each and every one of you to take that forward. How do you do so? She will be telling us. Professor, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Program Director. Good morning. In her absence, the Deputy Director General, co-presenters. Sorry, can I just go back? This shouldn't be happening. Members of the Representative Council of Learners, all protocols observed. I'm honored to be here today on behalf of the University of Johannesburg and as a UNESCO chair to share some thoughts on the 30 years of democracy and what it means for the young people of today. On the 27th of April 1994, approximately 20 million citizens stood for hours in snaking queues, sometimes stretching over a kilometer long, to vote in South Africa's first democratic election. It was a momentous period in our history, as centuries of struggle against colonial rule and decades of apartheid culminated in a relatively peaceful transition to democracy. For many, it was not only the first time that they were allowed to vote, but also that their vote symbolized a democratic voice that stood proud and firm. The people had spoken. The nation was united. Free and human dignity was restored. The lines of people waiting to cast their votes in 1994 came to represent a moment when fear was replaced by hope, repression replaced by democratic change, exclusiveness and division replaced by possibility of inclusiveness and unity. Here was a nation now brought together in a unifying stream of nation building, celebrating its diverse cultures and languages. If we look back in history, we would realize that this newfound freedom would not have been possible without the struggles and sacrifices of leaders and elders, but also of the youth of this country. 12 days ago, we celebrated a very significant day in the history of our country, June the 16th, or as we know it, Youth Day. It was on this day in 1976, 18 years before the first democratic elections, that 20,000 brave youth of this country forever changed the political landscape of South Africa. One learner wrote in the World newspaper, "We as youth strongly refuse to swallow an education that is designed to make us slaves in the country of our birth." On that fateful day, over 100 young South African school children lost their lives in the struggle for freedom. This sparked a massive uprising that soon resulted in protests throughout the country. Undoubtedly, we have so much to be grateful to the class of 1976, who sacrificed their freedom and lives so that we can enjoy freedom as youth today. I deliberately intended to link the Soweto uprising of 1976 and our 30 years of democracy to point out the power youth hold in steering the course of a history of a country. A few moments ago, we had a beautiful rendition of our national anthem. You may or may not know that on June the 16th, Nkosi Sikelel' Africa was one of the struggle songs that learners sang as they marched on their way to Orlando Stadium. Their fight against inequalities paved the way for a new political dawn in South Africa and shaped our democracy as we know it today. When I look around this room, I see dynamic young people who, through their leadership, are able to shape the socio-political discourse, not only in the classroom or school, but also in the communities they represent. You have a significant and influential role in leading other young people in understanding the valuable contribution you can make to society. As a leader, you have a chance to help your peers combat social ills, such as gender-based violence, crime, substance abuse, teenage pregnancies, political disengagement, and discrimination. After all, this is what a democracy asks of you. Perhaps the most important dilemma young people face today, and which you as a leader must address, is the growing unemployment rate of the youth post 30 years of democracy. While the youth of 1976 had an unifying struggle which defeated apartheid laws, the youth of today must be determined that the fruits of liberation can only be enjoyed if they defeat the enemy of economic exclusion and attain economic emancipation. Finally, one may ask, how do student leaders in 2024 and beyond achieve the generational mission in a democratic South Africa? A perplexing question, I admit, and one that is not easily answered in a 10-minute presentation. However, I hope as leaders, you will consider, during the course of the next 2 days, your role around self-sacrifice, conviction, advocacy, and activism. In closing, as custodians of South Africa's future, both the youth and the older generations, like me and your teachers, play a crucial role in shaping the next 30 years of democracy. There is an African proverb which says, good actions are nourishment for youth much more than words. This places the responsibility of adults to role model positive behavior and worthwhile values as young people learn through observing and experiencing such behavior. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Another round of applause, please. We thank you so much, ma'am, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to educate us. And of course, that is at the heart of what you do. Earlier when we were talking about, societal issues, socioeconomic issues that are playing out both in the classrooms and at a higher level in universities. And the two are intertwined. They go side by side. And so your presence here is really, really appreciated. We thank you for that. Thank you. Yes, yeah. And of course, at the back of this, you still have more work to do. So we are going to give you permission to kindly leave us for the day, but we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Just to say that on behalf of the University of Johannesburg, we dropped a little gift for all of you. We hope you enjoy it. We hope you use it to write your matriculation exams and successful. And this is always my Vice-Chancellor's pitch, and I have to say it too. Anyone who studies at UJ, hint, 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 Our blood is orange, and that's why she's wearing orange today. So when you come to UJ, you come to a university that embraces you for all that you stand. And you go through life meeting alumni, and you connect. So that was my pitch for my university. I'm sure my vice chancellor will be very proud, and he'll give me a double promotion, who knows. But, but in any case, good luck with the next 2 days, ladies and gentlemen. Young people, you have the power to change the future. You do.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you. And you know what, Professor? We have the evidence of your hard work on social media right now, streaming on YouTube as well as Facebook. Facebook. Please get that rolling, guys. Tell everybody where you are. Tell everybody that you're having fun. Log on to the department's pages on YouTube as well as Facebook to share that link. Of course, that was